Hi everyone, welcome to Bead Sisters. I'm Kay and I am so glad that you're here. I have lots of stuff to tell you about because it's been, at least 6 weeks since I've recorded. So I've actually finished some stuff and we've had tons going on around the house this summer. So just loads going on. I have 20 minutes to tell you about it before I have to leave to go somewhere. So let's see how much we can get done, and maybe I can push it a little later when I leave, but we'll see. Well, again, thanks for stopping by. Let's talk about what I finished. I finished some knitting projects. I finished a sewing project, and I've also finished a book. I have one book in progress, one that I finished and one that I am going to read. So let's chat. First, I finished some stuff that's up here on my shelf. I have a new shelf here. Well, it's an old shelf, but it got moved from downstairs to up here. That has to do with kitchen renovation. We may talk about that later. So let me grab that. My basket full of faux. First is probably definitely the biggest knitting thing I've finished. It is the Miss May Mystery Cowl. It's been revealed at this point, so no need for a spoiler alert. Look at this. This is the one that started out looking very Neapolitan ice cream when I had just this much. But I think the purple kind of tones that down. And I am really, really pleased with how this turned out. So obviously it begins here. So this is one that I dyed. This is my end of the trail colorway. I have an ecru that had some flaws in the dyeing process. There's few orangey splotches, but it worked fine for this. And then this was just a dye mop kind of thing. I tossed it in to soak up some leftovers after dyeing something that had a lot of pink. The purple I did not dye, and I actually don't have my ball band from that, but it was something I got as a door prize somewhere, I think. And then it goes back through the colors, more or less, to this end of the trail border. This was a really fun and fairly relaxing knit. Once I got each lace pattern established, it was really easy to read my knitting and see where I was. I had one spot where I thought I had made an error, and I even tinked back a row or two, and then I realized I actually hadn't messed up. Whatever it was fine. So anyway, really, really glad to do this one. It obviously uses 4 colors, but I had a lot left over. Some people did this as a single color, and I think they use no more than 3 skeins. So if you wanted to do it as a single color, it is gorgeous and elegant in the ones I've seen that are single color. This is the Miss May shawl by Curious Handmade, and it was her mystery knit along for this year. So yeah, really fun. Okay, so we'll put the Miss May right here. I used leftovers from the pink, and I still have plenty left, to make an Anu baby hat. This one, I've done lots of these. You could use DK, or you can hold fingering weight double. And it's super quick. You work on I use size 7 DPNs for this. And so about 3 inches of ribbing, and then decreases. I will tell you, the pattern calls for like 96 stitches cast on. I found that was too large, at least for me. So rather than change my needle size, I just started after the first decrease round. You did a round of decreases, and then I just cast on that number. And so when I got the ribbing done, I just went straight to the rest of the decreases, and it works out fine. And you get this really cool little swirl crown. Yeah. So that's going to go in my container over there for baby gifts. I have lots of baby gifts. You know what? I'll grab that and show you some of the stuff that I have in there. I have stacks of these ready to go. They're burp claws, and all it is a quilter's cotton fabric, pre-washed, with a toweling or terry cloth on the other side, and they're just rectangles sew around the outside, wrong sides together, sew around the outside, leave a turning opening, turn them right side out, iron it, stitch twice around. So you can see I have a stitched one to hold it, and then a second just for decorative reasons. But that goes in baby gifts, and I've got like 4 stacks like this that I can toss in whenever there is a new baby on the way. There have been several new babies at our church recently, so I'm happy to have plenty of those on hand. All right, so the new baby hat is going to go there. The other knitting thing that I finished, ta-da, pair of vanilla socks. I did these on short circs. These were my Iceland vacation knitting project. So I started these, but obviously it took me a while longer than that to finish. The yarn is the s'mores, Campfire S'mores, I think, colorway from Rock and String Creations. And I just think it's super fun. So you have your campfire, come on, focus, there we go. Campfire, and then we have our graham crackers here and here. We have our chocolate and our toasted marshmallow. Isn't that fun? I love it. I did a heel flap and gusset, which affected the stripe sequence, but not in a way that bothers me. If I had wanted to not do it at all, I could have put in an afterthought heel, but I prefer the way a heel flap and gusset fits. So very happy with these. One more finished knitting project is, ta-da, the dwelling cushion. I used the pattern, which is from Curious Handmade, but mainly what I did was for number of stitches to cast on and for this chevron pattern, stitch pattern. What I did not do is follow the stripe sequence. It is designed for DK weight yarn. Instead of that, I used, again, that same ecru that's in this. I actually used some leftovers from this to finish. I held this ecru double with the minis that I actually got from Helen. I think I told the story a while back. I woke up early one morning and happened to be looking at Instagram, and she has been selling little fabric bowl, like a cylinder shape, with minis in it. And it's one that, all stuff that she made. So the minis are her leftovers, and the little baskets are the ones that she's made. I'll try to pop in a picture of that so you can see what it looked like. But anyway, I wanted to do a pattern that she designed with the yarn that I got from her. And so the dwelling cushion turned out to be a pretty good option. What I did though, rather than following the stripe sequence that she established in the original pattern, I just switched. As I ran out of one color, I switched to another one. And then holding that ecru with it double kind of softened that, so I get some marled looks in there. The other thing that I did a little differently was for this seam at the top. So when you get all of the rows done to the size that you want, this is a 16 by 16 pillow cushion, or 40 centimeter square pillow cushion. When you get to the size that you need, it tells you to do is that focusing? A Kitchener. Rather than that, I did a 3-needle bind off. So instead of a smooth seam here, we have this little ridge. But I am good with that. I kind of like it. And then you sew the bottom together. And this is where I messed up a little bit. I will show you where I got off. I was doing okay. I've not done a lot of seaming. I've done a little bit. And you can see, looks fine for a while. And then I kind of got off track over here. But it will sit like this and nobody will ever know. So don't tell anybody, okay? So this is the dwelling cushion from Curious Handmade. And it just feels wonderful. My husband did say, how are you gonna wash that? And I said, well, I can just hand wash it like this, although the risk is the cushion insert would get really wet, so that's not ideal. I can spot clean it. I mean, I could pick the seam out. It probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to do that and then redo it correctly. But I'm thinking it may not need washing. I'm planning to keep it up here in my craft room, so it's not where we would be using it every day, and it's also out of reach of children who would come over to play. They're not going to be messing with this one. So I don't know that it's going to need washing, but I do have, at least in the back of my mind, a possible plan which would fix the problem of me messing up the seam. I just take another crack at it. I think that's it for finished knitting projects. Let's talk about this quilt. I saw this in the Missouri Star Quilt Company's, I'm looking around for the book. I think it's here somewhere. Here it is. In Block magazine. They had a sale on these a couple of years ago. And I love this. It is extremely easy to do. It's one of those things that looks harder than it really is, because you only use a single block. I mean, single cut, not even a quilt block. Single piece, I guess. And I'm flipping through looking for the pattern in here where it describes it. Let's see if it describes it. Nope. Of course. Hi, Bentley. It's this tumbler shape. And you can see this little tumbler shape. That is the only thing you cut. This is the only shape you cut. And the pattern tells you how many of each color to cut. And the original pattern uses like charm pack 5-inch squares and a block to cut just from that. I had a layer cake pre-cut, so 10-inch squares. I got a larger tumbler that's designed to be used with 10-inch squares, so I cut them to that size, and then I skipped the border around it. And of course, you could use this idea for other flag shapes or simply waves. Seemed like I thought of another possibility, but anyway, I think that would make lots of really cool options. But I love this one in the red, white, and blue. I did not have enough of the, it was mainly the red in the layer cake, but I had other red, white, and blue stuff that I think worked extremely well. So I will, again, try to pop in a picture if I get a chance. But this is the quilt. You can see I skipped the border. I just did it batting, pieced top, and then upside down on that, the backing fabric, stitched around, left a turning opening, closed it up, and then quilted. I also had some backing fabric that I used, and I love it. It matches, I don't know if it matches any of the stuff on here, but it is the same, it's a different colorway, but the same pattern as this blue. Anyway, very pleased with this. It's been on our sofa downstairs for the summer. So this is called Grand Old Flag, I think. You're a Grand Old Flag. It is designed by Natalie Earnhardt, and I got it from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I think you can buy just the pattern if you want. I've also added a couple of things to the stash. Checking my notes down there. This is from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts, I think. Yes. So, inspired by the red, white, and blue stuff I was doing, got this set. These are DK sock minis. So 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 20 grams each, 41 yards. Patriotic Bouquet is the colorway. And I also want to show you, I think I put a picture, I don't think I did a video, but she packages her samples so nicely. So we have this little box, and then it's like fancy chocolate candy. Look at that. Open that up a little more. So you can see one colorway on her various bases. How clever is that? I think that's really cool. So anyway, that's from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Brilliantly packaged. I'll set that down here. And then I got yesterday, my August Yarnable package. Sorry for the crinkling. From Hypnotic Yarn. They have been extremely reliable with their shipping and very consistent quality in what they ship. I have done a video of that. I'm gonna try to get it edited and up maybe today. So if you don't want to see, now's the time to look away. I'll just show you very briefly, and then you can see basically my unboxing in just a little bit. So the theme for this one is pineapple. I'm gonna show you the first thing that my husband was like, oh yeah. My daughter's going, oh, that's so cute. It's soap. How clever is that? It looks like a little ice cream bar. I love it. It's from the Grecian Soap Company, made in California. Goat's milk soap, pineapple. I just love that packaging. I think it's super cute. And iPads, hot and cold, so you can warm them up or chill them to put over your eyes. I particularly like the idea of warming these when I have a sinus headache. I think that would be great. And okay, oh, and pineapple scented soak, wool wash. And then the yarn, if you want to take a quick peek. Oh my goodness. It's just so soft. And it is really vivid yellow, greens, almost orange down here. It is called Straighten Your Crown in their plush sock base. So very, very pleased with that. They have never let me down with this subscription. So if you're looking for a yarn subscription, Hypnotic Yarn does it right. Okay, really quick before I have to go, because my daughter has a writing lesson and I know she wants to go. There is a book somewhere. Here it is. This is one that I am currently reading. It was suggested by my daughter, who is 16, almost 17. And it's Wilderlore, The Accidental Apprentice by, I think it's Amanda Foody. I hope maybe you can see that a little bit better. No, maybe if it's right side up. Come on, there it is, kinda. Somewhat Harry Potter-esque. So there's this young boy who he's lost his parents and he's struggling to fit in his community. And they're avoid these kind of mysterious woods that a beast came out and attacked their community, which is how he lost his parents. And then he ends up getting pulled into the woods and learning about the community that's there and whether or not it was what he thought it was. So anyway, it's been pretty good. I'm almost done. This is how far I am. Kind of hard to tell. Maybe that tells you a little bit better. I've read this. Come on. All right, it's not going to focus on that. That's okay. But it's been really good if you're looking for something that's fairly light and it's written for children, but a fun read for adults too, not too juvenile for an adult to enjoy. So that one's been a really fun, relaxing read. One that was somewhat less relaxing, but still really good, is by Megan Miranda. She's the one that wrote a few years ago, All the Missing Girls. That's the one that went backward in time. And I really liked that one. Some of her other stuff I've liked, although I think her All the Missing Girls was my favorite that she's written. But she has one that came out maybe last year called Such a Quiet Place. And it's a murder mystery set in a lakeside suburban kind of community. So it's, such a quiet place. You wouldn't expect bad things to happen there. And yet it's all about unraveling what really happened with the deaths of some people there and who did what to whom. So that was a good one. I read that one over the summer. It's again called Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. Another one that I have just picked up but have not yet started is by Ruth Ware. If you've not read any Ruth Ware books and you like mysteries, definitely pick one up. I have liked all of them of hers that I've read. I have a couple that were favorites, but I think it was Turn of the Key that was my favorite. But a lot of them are just really good Agatha Christie-esque mysteries. She has a new one out, and when I grabbed it just a couple of weeks ago, we were out shopping and I saw it on the shelf. I didn't know she had a new one out. I don't think I even read the blurb. I just grabbed it and put it in the cart. So it is called The It Girl or The IT Girl. I haven't read enough to know. I think it's The It Girl, but I think both letters are capitalized. So maybe it has something to do with technology. We'll see. But it's by Ruth Ware. So I think there's at least a better than 50-50 chance that I'll enjoy it. So if you like mysteries, Ruth Ware is a really good place to head. Well, I think I did it. It's been about 20 minutes. I am going to maybe fill in with a couple other things and maybe even a little bit of footage or pictures from our home renovation and some of the other stuff that's been going on around here. I am so glad that you joined me to talk for a bit. It's been good to see you. I will tell you more about other projects that I've got going. I'm trying to finish up some stuff, so there's not a lot of new stuff started at the moment, but I am trying to get some stuff finished. Well, take care, everybody. Again, thank you for hanging out with me, and it has been really fun chatting with you. Hope you enjoy your day.